Hello, this video will show you how to apply the group by action using pivot tables. Okay, let's go ahead and get started then. So the data that we're going to be summarizing here is information about the percent of people uninsured. We will need to do that calculation, but first we need to obtain the sum of the number of people uninsured and then also the number of people in each of the groups. And I'm going to be doing this across the race category. So 0 here is for all races, and then 1 is for white, 2 is for black, and 3 is for Hispanics. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do when constructing a pivot table is to highlight all of the data, which I've done that here in the upper left-hand corner of my sheet. I will select data and then select a pivot table. Again, it'll ask you where would you like the table to be placed, which we want to put that onto a new sheet so that we do not mess up our existing data table. And then the data range, because I have that pre-highlighted, has already been specified for me. So let's click Create. And here is my pivot table editor. And what I'm going to want to do is to, in the values box, I want to obtain a sum for the uninsured and then also the sum for number and group. So here in the values box, I will do that. So I'm going to ask for uninsured here. And the default summary is indeed a sum, so we'll leave that as is. And then I also want to add the number and group. And again, that will be at the sum level. So now what this has done is computed the sum for number uninsured and the sum for number and group, but it has done that across all of the race categories. I want this broken out by each race. Okay, so that is the group by action. A group by action is when you apply a particular summary across the levels of another variable. Okay, so here I want to do that across the levels of race. So in my rows box here, I will specify the race category. And what that's going to do is group the summaries by each race category. So this row here is for all races. This would be for whites. This here would be for blacks, and then number 3 for Hispanics there. If you want to remove this row, because this would be all races, and you only want to show for the individual races, that would be a filter action on this table. Okay, so we can apply a filter action as well. At the bottom here, we can add a filter for race category. And then we will specify that we do not want to include all races here. Now this might be a good idea because this total here is not truly, okay, this is not the total number of people uninsured because I have double counted everybody. This is the white, black, Hispanics, and then this is all races together. So this total here is not a true total because I've double counted in this column and this column. In this column over here, it looks like we have, what is that, 510 million people? That's not the case at all. That's because we've double counted here. So we might want to remove that all races row. And we do that by applying a filter to that table. And now that 0 row has gone away. So now to get the percent uninsured, all I need to do is just create a simple formula to do that, which is going to be equal this quantity divided by this quantity, which is the total number of insured divided by the total number of people in that group. And then we will copy that formula down. Oops, sorry about that. We'll copy that formula down And we can format the cells to make those look like a percents. So here we can see that the whites have about a 7.5% uninsured rate, blacks are at about 11.4%, and then Hispanics are up near 20% there for the percent of people uninsured. Okay, that's how you apply a group by action in a pivot table. The process is very similar in Excel. So I showed you a pivot table in Google Sheets, but again, the process is very similar in Excel. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.